Okay, I'm going to say it. In order to have a positive menopause experience, you must have a positive attitude around this transition. You must move more than you used to, and you must eat better than you have been in the past. Now, before you click away and say, Betty, I didn't come here to be fussed at, stay with me. Because I didn't come here to shame you. I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm not. I'm saying this because somebody needs to tell the truth with love, a little humor, and a whole lot of practical help. Perimenopause is not the season where we get to keep doing everything exactly the same and expect our bodies to respond like it did when we were 25, 35, 45, or even 50. No, ma'am. Your body is changing. Your hormones are fluctuating. Your sleep may be different. Your energy may be different. Your patience may be hanging on by one press-on nail. And the habits that used to sort of work may not work anymore. Those are just the facts. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest pain points women experience in perimenopause. You're trying to get through this transition with the same habits that barely worked before, and now you're frustrated because your body isn't cooperating. You're thinking, I'm doing what I used to do. Why am I gaining weight? Why am I so tired? Why am I moody? Why do I feel puffy? Why am I craving sugar like it personally texted me? The answer is your body changed. So today, I'm going to give you 5 practical shifts you can make to create a more positive menopause experience through mindset, meals, and movement and lifestyle. And no, we're not doing perfection. We're doing progress because perfection is exhausting. And honestly, she doesn't live here anymore. Welcome back to Midday Menopause. I'm Betty, and we believe menopause is not the end of your vitality. It's an invitation to live differently, more intentionally, and with a whole lot more respect for the body you live in now. And let me just say this right up front. A positive menopause experience does not mean you love every symptom. It doesn't mean you wake up during a night sweat and say, what a blessing. No, we are not going to do toxic positivity here. No. A positive menopause experience means you stop seeing this transition as punishment and you start seeing it as information. Your body is giving you data. The question is, are you going to listen? Let's talk about the real pain point now. A lot of women in perimenopause are overwhelmed because everything feels like it changed at once. Your belly changed, your sleep changed, your mood changed, your cravings changed, your cycle changed, your energy changed, your tolerance for foolishness changed. Okay, you know what? That might actually be a blessing. Then comes the advice flying at you from every direction. Eat more protein, lift weights, walk more, sleep better, stress less, cut sugar, drink water, meditate, journal, meal prep, track your symptoms, get your steps in, don't forget your pelvic floor, and smile while you're doing it. It can feel like menopause came with homework, a group project, and no syllabus. So when somebody says, just have a positive attitude, move more, eat better, it can sound overly simplistic. But here's the truth. Simple does not mean easy, and basic does not mean optional. Your mindset, your meals, and your movement are not cute little wellness accessories. They are the foundation. They are the daily business plan for your body. And in menopause, your body needs a better operating system. So let's break this down. Solution number 1, redefine what a positive attitude actually means. A positive attitude does not mean pretending everything is fine when you're sweating through your pajamas, snapping at your family, and wondering why your genes suddenly have beef with you. A positive attitude means you believe you're not powerless, and that is key. Powerlessness. Being powerful means I may not be in control of every symptom, but I can control how I respond. And that is a powerful shift. Instead of saying, my body is falling apart, try saying, my body needs some support. Instead of saying, I can't lose weight anymore, try saying, my old strategy may need a new upgrade. Instead of saying, I'm too old for that, try saying, I'm in a new and better season. Because your words matter. You cannot hate your body when you want it to heal. You cannot shame your body when you want it to be strong. You cannot complain your way into consistency. Now listen, I'm not saying you can affirm your way out of every symptom. No. That's not what I'm doing here. I am saying your attitude determines whether you respond with defeat or direction. And there's a difference. And there's a big difference between being honest and hopeless. Honest says, I'm tired. Hopeless says, nothing would ever change. Honest says, my belly is changing. What the heck? Hopeless says, I might as well give up. Honest says, I need help. Hopeless says, this is just how it is now. A positive menopause attitude is strategic. It is the boardroom of your brain saying, we're not closing the company, we're restructuring. That's the positive energy you want to embody. So your first shift is this. Stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what is my body asking me to adjust? That one question can change how you show up. Solution number 2, move more than you used to, but stop making movements so dramatic. When I say move more, I don't mean you need to train like a professional athlete. No, I mean your body needs more consistent signals that say, we're still active, we're still strong, we're still mobile, and we're still here. In menopause, many women become less active at the same time their bodies need more movement than ever before. Why? Because life is full. Careers and families are demanding. Aging parents may need support. Children still need support. Your own body is asking you questions at 3 a.m. in the morning. So movement gets pushed way to the bottom of the list. But movement is not just about weight. Movement supports your mood. Movement supports your bones, your muscles, your sleep. Movement supports your confidence. And here's where I want you to make this practical. If you're not moving much right now, don't try to start doing an hour a day. Start with what I call movement snacks. Yes, movement snacks. A movement snack is like 5 to 10 minutes of movement that you can fit into your real life. Really. 10 squats while your tea is brewing. A 5-minute walk after lunch. Calf raises while you're brushing your teeth. A few push-ups against the kitchen counter. How about a short stretch before bed or even in the bed? A walk around the block after dinner. A dance break when your favorite song comes on. Yeah, don't underestimate small movement done consistently. Your body doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be available. Now, over time, I want you to build towards 3 types of movement. First, walking or some kind of aerobic movement. Second, strength training. Third, mobility and balance work. And I'm working on something that I really think will help you with all of this. But in the meantime, I want to share that walking is wonderful because it's accessible, it's low cost, and it helps you to build consistency. Strength training is essential because muscle is not just about looking toned. No, muscle is your independence account. Every squat, hinge, pull, push, and carry is a deposit into your future of independence. Mobility and balance help you move with more confidence. They help reduce stiffness and that creaky feeling that makes you say, why did I make that noise when I just got out of the chair? So if you're just starting, try doing this. Walk for 10 minutes a day. Do 2 short strength sessions per week. Stretch for 5 minutes before bed. That's not glamorous, but it works. And once it becomes a part of your identity, you build from there. Because the goal is not to punish your body. The goal is to remind your body we're still a team. Solution number 3. Eat better than you have been, but don't turn food into a full-time job. This is where women get tripped up because when the body starts changing, the first instinct is often restriction. Cut everything, track everything, fear everything, start on Monday, blow it by Thursday, feel guilty by Friday, eat everything by Saturday, promise to start again on Monday, and that cycle goes on and on and on for days and weeks and months and sometimes even years. And that cycle is tired. Aren't you tired of that? And it doesn't create a positive menopause experience. Eating better in menopause doesn't have to mean eating perfectly, no. But it does mean eating in a way that supports your energy, fewer cravings, better digestion, muscle maintenance, and long-term health. That's the key. So instead of asking, what do I need to cut out? Ask, what do I need to add in? Can you add more fiber? Can you add more colorful vegetables? Can you add more beans, lentils, or other nourishing plant foods? Can you add enough protein for your body and your health needs? Can you add water earlier in the day? Can you add a balanced breakfast instead of running on coffee and vibes? Can you add a real lunch before your body starts screaming for cookies at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Because sometimes cravings show up as malnourishment, undereating, poor sleep, stress, dehydration, or low blood sugar. And here is a simple plate strategy. At most meals, aim for plants, fiber, protein, and healthy fats, not perfection, structure, because your body loves structure. And let me say this clearly. Your menopause meals should not be sad. Food is not punishment. Food is information. Food is culture. Food is comfort. Food is fuel. Food is connection. You can eat better without eating boring. You can honor your health without acting like the joy is off the menu. You don't have to do that. A practical starting point is to upgrade one meal at a time. Don't overhaul your whole kitchen in one day unless you enjoy chaos. Start with breakfast. If breakfast is currently coffee and a prayer, add something more substantial and supportive. Then work on lunch. Then snacks. But let me say this. If you do breakfast right, and lunch right, you might not need an afternoon snack. And then check on your dinner. Layer your habits, because the woman who tries to change everything at once often changes nothing for long. And we're not here for a 2-week panic plan. We're here for a sustainable lifestyle. Solution number 4. Support your sleep and your stress. You can have the best workout plan and the cleanest refrigerator in town, but if you are sleeping poorly and living in constant stress, your body is going to push back. Menopause can already make sleep more complicated. Then add work stress, family stress, financial stress, caregiving stress, relationship stress, and the mental load of being the person who has to remember everything. It's no wonder your body is tired. This is why a positive menopause experience cannot just be about willpower. It has to include recovery. You need a wind down routine, not a perfect one, a realistic one. Really. Start with 3 simple things. First, create a bedtime runway. That means give your body some warning before you expect it to sleep. You can't be answering emails and watching dramas and scrolling that breaking news and then expect your nervous system to say, okay, wonderful, it's time to rest, let's do it. No. So try dimming the lights, turning off your screens earlier, stretching, journaling, praying, breathing, reading, or doing something calming before bed. Second, watch your evening triggers. For some women, alcohol, late caffeine, heavy meals, spicy foods, or late intense night exercise can make symptoms or sleep even worse. That does not mean you have to live like a monk, though. It means pay attention. Third, protect your pockets of peace during the day. You cannot wait until bedtime to calm a nervous system that's been running since sunrise. Take some breathing breaks. Step outside. Walk after a stressful meeting, or take that meeting and walk during the meeting. Put your hand on your heart and take 5 slow breaths. Say no without writing a dissertation, because guess what? No is a complete sentence. Close the laptop, drink the water, get outside, and let the sun hit your face. Tiny recovery moments absolutely matter. And no, they don't solve every problem, but they give your body signals of safety. And in menopause, those signals matter. Solution number 5. Track the patterns, not the drama. A lot of women are guessing their way through menopause, and they know they feel off, but they are not sure what makes things better or worse. And this is where tracking becomes powerful. Not obsessive tracking, useful tracking. Track your sleep, track your mood, track your hot flashes and your night sweats, track your cycle changes, track your cravings, your movement, and what you ate before a rough night. Track what helped you feel better. Track because what you track, you stop treating every symptom like a random attack. You start seeing patterns. Maybe you notice that your hot flashes are worse after you drink some wine. Maybe your cravings spike when you skip breakfast. Maybe your mood dips when you have not moved in 3 days. Maybe your sleep is better on days you walk. And maybe your joints feel better when you stretch consistently. Maybe your energy improves when lunch has more substance. That's valuable information, don't you think? And here is the beautiful thing. When you have data, you make better decisions. You also have better conversations with your healthcare provider because you are not walking in saying, well, I don't know, I just feel crazy. You're walking in saying, here's what I've noticed. That is power. That is advocacy. That is self-leadership. So let's come back to the original statement. In order to have a positive menopause experience, you must have a positive attitude around this transition. You must move more than you used to, and you must eat better than you have been. Now, let's make that even less overwhelming. Positive attitude means I still have power. Moving more means I give my body consistent movement signals. Eat better means I nourish my body more with more intention and less chaos. That is the whole framework. Mindset, meals, and movement. 3 keys. Not because they're trendy, but because they are foundational, because they work. And I know somebody may be thinking, Betty, I hear you, but I'm tired. I know. That's why we start small. You don't need to become a new woman overnight. You need to become a slightly more supported woman today. Drink the water, take the walk, add the vegetables, lift the weights, go to bed a little earlier. Stop talking to yourself like you're the enemy. Track what's happening. Ask for help. Tell the truth. Begin again. That is how you build a positive menopause experience, one decision at a time. Now, let me say something else. A positive menopause experience is not just physical, it's emotional. Because this transition can bring up grief. Grief about your old body. Grief about your younger self. Grief about fertility. Grief about energy. Grief about how invisible women can feel at midlife. Grief about not being prepared because nobody really explained the season to you. Especially for women who have spent years taking care of everybody else. Menopause can feel like your body finally saying, excuse me, I need a meeting. And that meeting is mandatory. This is where attitude completely matters because you can either see this transition as the beginning of your decline or the beginning of your deeper leadership and your relationship with yourself. And I vote for leadership This is the season where you stop negotiating against yourself. This is the season where you stop saying yes when your body is begging you to say no. This is the season where you stop feeding everybody else first, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and then living off the leftovers. Stop it. This is the season where you learn to support yourself like somebody you are responsible for, because you are. You are responsible for the next version of you, and she deserves your attention. So let me give you a simple 7-day reset you can try. For the next 7 days, do not try to fix your whole life. Just focus on 5 things. Number 1, start your day with one positive menopause statement. Something like, my body is changing and I can learn how to support it. Number 2, walk for 10 minutes every day. If you can do more, beautiful. But if 10 minutes is what you have, take the 10. Number 3, add 1 high fiber plant food to your day. Beans, lentils, vegetables, berries, greens, whatever works for your body. Number 4, do 2 short strength training sessions. 10 to 20 minutes, squats, wall push-ups, rows, hip hinges, bridges, planks, or resistance band. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Number 5, track 1 pattern. Sleep, mood, cravings, hot flashes, energy, or movement. Pick one, just one. We're not collecting evidence against ourselves. We're collecting information for ourselves. That's it. 7 days, not a punishment plan, a partnership plan. And listen, you're not behind. You're not broken. You're not too old. You're not crazy. You're still sexy. And you're not being dramatic. You are in a transition that requires more support, more honesty, and more intentional living. And yes, you may have to do more than you used to. Yes, you may have to eat better than you have been. Yes, you may have to check your attitude when your mind starts telling you that nothing will change. But none of that is bad news. It's empowering news, because those are the things that you can influence. You may not control every hormonal shift, but you can influence the environment your body is living in. You can influence how you move. You can influence how you eat. And you can influence how you speak to yourself and how you rest, what you track, what you learn. And over time, those decisions add up. And that is how we stop winging menopause. That is how we create a plan. That is how we move from frustrated to informed. That is how we build a positive menopause experience. Not perfect, positive, supported, intentional, alive. Now, if this resonated with you and you're thinking, okay, Betty, I think I need a starting point. I want you to get on my list. I created 3 keys to help you begin supporting your menopause journey through mindset, meals, and movement. Because you do not need another random tip. You need a framework. You need something simple enough to start and strong enough to build on. So click the link in the description and go to crazysexymenopause.com and get my 3 keys to maximizing your life during menopause. And when you join my email list after you get that email, your ebook, I will continue sending you practical, encouraging, real-life guidance that will help you to navigate perimenopause with confidence, more clarity, and a whole lot less confusion. So if this video helped you, hit the like, subscribe button and share it with a woman who has been saying, I don't know what's happening to me. Tell her nothing is wrong with you, but it might be time for a new plan. I'm Betty Vargas, and this is Midday Menopause. I'll see you in the next video.